I'm a history student in the beginning. Then I did M.B.A in finance and marketing. They used to pay very less. Like my first paycheck was 6,000 rupees. Effort, right? Only it took long time for me to write first 4 lines of code. I choose SQL is the first thing that I need to learn. The range is around like 45 to 50 lakhs. I mean, when I told about my offer, my mother didn't believe me. She said, "Don't crack joke here. We need."
Hey everyone, welcome back to Learning Bridge. I hope you guys are doing good and staying safe. By the way, first of all, tell me how is my new getup, and let me show you one thing. This was for the Raksha Bandhan and made by my younger sister. So let me know how do you think about it. And happy Raksha Bandhan and happy Independence Day to each and everyone in advance. And yes, I am back with another amazing, really motivating and inspiring podcast for all the aspiring data professionals and my lovely data community. And this podcast will definitely blow your mind and will open your eyes as well, because our guest speaker is now working as a cloud data engineer with amazing compensation. But talking about his background, he was not a good student. He studied from the history background, then commerce, BCom, and then did MBA, and now working as a cloud data engineer. Honestly, mind-blowing stuff, and that's what something I wanted to bring in front of you guys, so that anyone who is coming from these kind of backgrounds and want to move into the data engineering, cloud data engineering, so our guest will definitely guide you for everything by sharing his entire experience, his roadmap to move into these MBA, BCom background to data engineering, what all things he did, what was his survival in the past, how to crack the interviews, resources, projects, profile, portfolio, compensation, everything he will share in this podcast. So make sure you watch it till the very end. Don't miss even a single second of this podcast. And after watching this podcast, if you find it informative, you know very well what you need to do. Just spread it. And guys, I have one really amazing announcement to make for all the aspiring data analysts who are coming from the non-tech, non-CS and these kind of backgrounds, and you are not able to find a right path, right track, and you are facing challenges to get a job. Then Coding Invaders by Mentor Pro can actually help you. So they are actually running a 6 to 8 months long data analyst program, that too job guaranteed. Yes, you heard it right. And honestly speaking, this is the very authentic platform, because as you know, without any research, I don't recommend any platform or anything to the audience. And I had a conversation with their founders, so I got to know about their visions to help the data analysts to land into their dream jobs. And also few months back, some aspiring data analysts reached out to me to look for these kind of courses and program, and I recommended it to them, and now they are working in good product based companies, and you can also do the same. And to celebrate the most prestigious day of our country, which is Independence Day, they have started the new campaign, and for that you can check the link in the description and you can use the coupon code Shashank10 and you will get the extra fee waiver or discount, which is 30%. So first thing is the job guarantee. You will be learning everything from the scratch, no prerequisite required, one-to-one mentorship. So this course is definitely for you if you do not have any coding background or any tech kind of experience. You want to switch your career from sales, finance, marketing, teacher, or any kind of non-tech, non-CS profile. This program will be taught by the experts who are working in top tech companies. So these are the important things which will be covered in this data analyst program of 5-6 months long, like working with Google Sheets or Excel, SQL, statistics, Power BI, Python, 30 plus real world projects and real world business use cases, 1500 plus access assignments. So what are you waiting for? If you are also coming from the non-tech, non-CS background and want to move into data analyst profile, so use this program and don't forget to check out the link given in the description. Okay, so thank you so much, Vamshi, for joining me on my podcast. And again, I'm very much excited for this one. I have a fellow cloud big data engineer this time. You guys were requesting for it, and the best part about his story, somebody is coming from the commerce and MBA background. So this is gonna be super amazing. So brace yourself. But before that, Vamshi, it would be really good if you can give a short introduction about yourself, your past academic background or your professional background and your current profession as well.
Sure, Shashank. First of all, thank you so much for inviting me here, because I have been following your YouTube channel for quite a long time, and I never expected that I will be here talking to you in the virtual meeting. I am Vamshi Krishna. I am from Hyderabad, and actually I'm currently working as a data engineer for Novartis. Basically, if I talk about my academics, right, so I'm a history student in the beginning. Then I have to take BCom computers in my graduation. Then I did MBA in finance and marketing. So
Okay.
those are about my academic background. So if I talk about my professional experience, right, I have worked with different organizations like ICICI Bank, Amazon, and TCS, and now currently I'm working with Novartis as a lead data engineer.
Yeah, and just for FYI, Vamshi is moving into another new company and he will talk more about it in next couple of minutes. But you can now imagine how strong his story and what kind of hustle he has seen so far, like history student, BCom, then MBA, then working in the service-based companies like TCS and all, and now is a lead cloud big data engineer. So hats off. So moving on to next question, Vamshi, that is again like you were from the commerce background, then completed MBA, and after that working as a cloud big data engineer. This is something which can be shocking for so many people who are watching this video. I mean, dude, what this guy is doing, right? So I want to know, like, when did it actually happen, or you can say when and how did you decide for this kind of transition?
Basically, like during my academics only, I was very confused about what I need to do because I don't have any person who actually works in any kind of IT related jobs. When I was working for ICICI Bank, right, it was like too much of time I need to spend, around 12 hours of time I need to spend. And even before ICICI, I used to work for one of the auditing firm, and they used to pay very less. Like my first paycheck was 6,000 rupees. So I have to spend a long time in terms of giving my best. And even after I'm performing very well, I was not getting enough money that I can comfortably live in Hyderabad. So those are some kind of personal issues. Like even after spending a lot of time and giving a lot of efforts from my side, I was not able to move further in terms of career growth and all. At the same time, I'm also very much interested in being an IT guy, but I always felt like IT guys is only for people who completes BTech. It's not for other members. So I was under that impression. So, but there was a moment when I really felt like, because I was doing 12 hours shift every time and 3 hours of traveling, I'm mentally and physically exhausted almost every day. So I decided to give 30 days of time to try something on IT. Let's see if I'm able to succeed there or not. So I decided to spend 3 hours extra. Like I used to sacrifice my sleep, and I used to spend learning these technologies on YouTube.
Wow.
So that is how the journey started actually.
This is amazing. This is really amazing and motivation for all aspiring data engineers. You definitely need to learn from it. How we can keep ourselves motivated for our transition. We cannot move into from non-tech to these kind of professions. So you are a best example, Vamshi. Again, BCom and MBA to cloud big data engineer. Obviously, you would have faced so many difficulties, so many challenges, because this is something which is not very, very easy for anyone. So was there any moment when you feel like really, really disappointed and you felt, no, dude, this is not my cup of tea. I'm just happy in my current job. I will survive anyhow.
There are many moments I felt really challenging, and I'm really felt I'm not the right person for this kind of profile, because there are multiple reasons. In my entire academics, there is no mathematics, there is no statistics, and I am also really afraid of writing codes. Like I wrote my first 4 lines of code after quite a long time and doing a lot of effort, right? It took a long time for me to write first 4 lines of code. So there were many moments. Sometimes I quit all my learnings and I tried different approach, like going to Hyperion or SAP and other stuff. And again, because of the market is not well, and if I look at the long-term growth, right, I felt it is not good. At least I'm not, again, best suited there. My interest always coming back to the big data and data engineering, cloud related stuff. So I have to come back, and I started again, restart my journey. And like after a couple of attempts, and I was able to write very basic lines of codes. Then I felt like all the difficulties, now it is becoming like a fruitful results when I'm actually able to solve one of the difficulty. That was a amazing thing.
Great, totally understood it. And I think coding part is something which is very, very common challenge for all the non-tech people who move into the IT, right? But that is also a learning process.
Yeah, but I realize it is not actually needed to become a full-time developer, right? For data engineers, we only need the basics of Python and very basics of SQL, and we need to understand how, like, characteristics of the data. that is, I think, sufficient. We don't need to be like
Yeah.
expert in coding. So that is what lead me till from a very junior data engineer to lead data engineer. That is what actually helping me. I never felt any difficulty once I'm into the track of data
Yeah,
engineering.
that I totally agree with that part, and I am happy that you mentioned that thing, like we don't need to be a pro coder at all, because that is something which people take a lot of time to understand, and before that they have invested a lot of their time into practicing too much of the coding section, right?
And also they quit if they are not able to do like very big programs, right?
You can tell me your challenges as well in the comment section if you were transitioning from any non-tech or even any other job profile to data engineering. What kind of challenges did you face and how did you resolve it? How did you prepare yourself for the cloud big data engineer role? Means if it would be really great if you can share the step-by-step roadmap along with few good resources which you followed so far.
Sure, Shashank. Basically, when I started my journey, when I decided into learning big data or data engineering technologies, right? I was into total confusion, but once I figured out what I need to do, I researched about different roles that are available inside the data ecosystem. Like there are data analysts, data scientists, data engineer. So I also tried to figure out what are the prerequisites. Like, do I need to learn SQL? Do I need to learn Python? All these things I actually noted down in a pen and paper. Then I try to figure, like mostly it is an intersection. Like most of the skills are needed for all these three roles, or even there are more roles also, like data architect and cloud architect. So first thing is I have decided about my role. I decided like I'm a best fit for data engineer. Then I started looking at the prerequisites. Then I choose SQL is the first thing that I need to learn, and it is quite easy also, and it will also give some kind of confidence that we can fit into the environment, right? So I started learning SQL and Python. These are the two things that I spent most of my time. Like it took around more than 2 months of regressive time. Then, if I talk about the resources that I used, it is mostly at that moment only YouTube was there and Google. Then I found even Udemy was quite popular at that moment, so I started getting some help from Udemy as well. So after completing SQL and Python with the help of Google and YouTube and some of the resources and some of the courses on Udemy, then I focused on PySpark basically.
Okay.
So in the PySpark, it is again there is a application. I mean, there is a service provider called Great Learning and Simply Learn. So there I have actually started understanding about big data ecosystem and PySpark and cloud basics and stuff. So those are the that is the roadmap I followed.
So what is the main challenge of working in a mass recruiting companies like TCS, because you already worked there? How much salary you were getting at your initial stage? At your experience, how much salary someone can expect as a cloud data engineer? Because now you are moving into a new company as well. You would have given a couple of interviews, so you have that decent idea as well. Okay, this is the average compensation at least somebody should look for.
If I talk about a TCS example, right? The first problem again in TCS, we have a huge crowd to solve one problem. So for the management to like decide which person have to work on which project, they don't have much efficient tool to decide which project has to be assigned to which person. Like it is applicable to everyone.
Okay.
I also face the issue, so I have to be explicitly or proactively tell that I wanted to work on big data technologies, especially with PySpark, because I have zero knowledge on Java. If you put me on Java, again I have to start my wheel from the beginning. So it is something that I need to proactive about what I wanted to do. At the same time, it is not the case with everyone, but in my case, right, pay grade I got is very low when compared to the market standards. When I was working with TCS, people are already getting like 2x or 3x.
Okay.
In outside market. When I try to get opportunities outside, right, again, people are even offering 18 lakhs or even 20 lakhs also. But my decision was like different because I wanted to work for one product-based company and with a new technology. If I talk about my current offer, like if I'm about to join IGT, the range is around like 45 to 50 lakhs.
Wow.
So, and even people can even go higher package, but again they have to choose if they are okay to work as a lead, or if they want to continue as a IC role, like individual contributor role, as a lead engineer or like senior data engineer. So again, the choices will be on us, because we are the person who will be applying for the jobs. You will be reading out the job profile and you will be applying.
Yeah.
And based on the job profile, right, they will be offering like much higher packages also. But this is in our hands, whether we wanted to apply for that job or not. If you are able to crack that interview, they are ready to pay the package that they are decided. Even I was contacted by one of the organization, and they are looking for some senior level lead or kind of manager position. They are even ready to pay 70, and I was able to crack 3 levels. But at the 4th level, I decided I may not be able to handle those many challenges immediately. So I said I wanted to take some break, and I want to continue my role as only then I will decide further. But it's not about only money, right? So I need to see if I'm capable of handling those things. So I decided to like enhance my skills. Then I will be ready to take up like manager roles and all. I mean, when I told about my offer, my mother didn't believe me. She said, "Don't crack jokes here. We need to complete our dinner." So even I was surprised. Like, she is not even believing me. And I was not a good student when I'm like in my academics, right? So she never believed about it. And when I told about like I wanted to become a software engineer, because at that moment I don't know about data engineering. I told I want to become a software engineer. Same question, like, I mean, don't do any jokes here. Please focus on your work.
So moving on to next question, Vamshi, and that is related to the another important part, which is knowing more about the interview processes. So first time, like I'm probably first time, like on my channel, I'm having a podcast with a cloud big data engineer. So it would be really great if you can share that whole interview process for the cloud big data engineer role. I mean, how many rounds will be there, and in each round what kind of things interviewers will be focusing on?
Basically, again, the interview process it differs between each organization. The type of organization you are applying, right? So the interview process will be quite different. And in recent times, I have applied for like more than 40 companies, and I have been actually selected. I have been asked to come for an interview for almost 30, which means my resume got shortlisted for more than 30 companies.
Amazing.
And I gave the interviews for more than 20 in the very recent times. In this process, right, I was checking their interview process and other stages they are following. For few organizations, it is only 3 stages. Like, they do the screening, and they do the first round of technical round. Then they will finalize with the HR.
Okay.
And if I'm going for some higher packages, like some good companies with good benefits, they will be doing like up to 6 rounds of interview. It starts with screening. Then there will be an exam. Like, they will be asked us to complete one exam. We may have to like open the link and write the exam, and they will review it after 1 or 2 days. If we are able to perform good on the exam, then they will take the second round of technical round. And the first round I will not consider as the technical round. It is also part of pre-screening, because they don't want to invest a lot of human, or they don't want to spend like managers or the leads time just to take the interview. So that is the kind of another filter. After screening, right, there is an exam. After exam, they will be having actual face-to-face coding round.
Okay.
Like, they will be giving some challenges in SQL or Python. We need to solve those problems both in SQL and Python. Then, if you are able to perform well on those, sometimes we will have another round. There they will be asking kind of cloud technologies or system design thing. These are the like first 3 rounds will be like mostly technical. If I'm going with a 6 round kind of interview, first 3 will be mostly technical. Then there will be behavioral round or manager round, then followed by the HR discussion. So that's how will be the process. And it is actually different between each organization, like how they wanted to take an interview process. It depends on them.
So when you are applying for the jobs, so were companies rejecting your profile as well because of your non-CS background and the commerce background and M.B.A background? If yes, then how did you get those interview opportunities, and how did you even convince them that although I'm coming from that kind of background, but I can definitely perform well in the software industry and the data engineering industry? So how did you actually do that?
Thanks for asking this question, Shashank, because it is also one of the deciding factor for many people. Like, whenever they open any job related to data engineering stuff, right, they will be seeing these kind of requirement criteria.
Yeah.
And they will definitely think the requirement criteria, their profile is not matching. And initially it was the same case with me, but my approach is like this, like whatever the course is, or what, even it is a small course, a 1-day course, if I complete a certification, then I used to post something on the LinkedIn, and I used to upload my learning details, like certification details on the LinkedIn. And whenever there is a job related information posted by any recruiter, I used to follow them. So next time when I post something, the recruiter will also be like notified, like this person is following you and he has a new post.
Okay.
So obviously, like we will be mentioning that we are looking for opportunities in the data engineering field, right? So when they look at our profile, again, the academics doesn't match, but after quite some time, like 3 or 4 months of time, you will be adding more certification details or the courses that you do on LinkedIn or YouTube or Udemy. So these details will be getting added into your profile. So if you look at your profile, mostly it is like technical. The entire profile will convert it into technical. You are talking about big data, you're talking about data engineering, all the stuff. So I spend more time on the LinkedIn because I really understand the potential about the LinkedIn compared to the Naukri and other stuff, right? I believed in LinkedIn and it really helped me.
I do believe in it as well, for sure.
So I would recommend people to like start doing some POC, like even if you are not aware of how can you start a POC on data engineering stuff, right? If you take a very normal course in Udemy, even the courses are now becoming like project-based course. They are teaching everything, how to implement a project. And you can actually replicate the same thing. Like if you are working for any organization, within the same data, you can actually start replicating the same thing. You can showcase to your managers and try to convert your existing project into a big data project.
Yeah.
Because you are always seeing a better benefit by implementing new technology and stuff. That will be a very, very good, that will be adding very good result, and that will be adding very good weightage to your resume, right? At the same time, if you are not able to get any of these opportunities, just whatever the learning you are doing, you can put it onto your GitHub. And the GitHub details will be always like, you can link GitHub and LinkedIn, and this will be like very much open. Like if somebody is searching your profile, they will also look at your GitHub and see what are the things that you have done. Even it is a learning, you can actually add it to your GitHub. So that is another like plus point, right? And for the freshers, they don't have to target data engineering directly. Right? Even if I'm coming from non-CS background or non-technical background, I can search for business analyst roles, I can search for business intelligence related stuff like Tableau or BA roles, or I can search for process associate roles or data analyst roles. These things does not require does not require any BTech background. They can actually look for people who is having any graduation, STEM or any other graduate can do that. So the BA or business analyst, all these jobs are open, right? They're at the same time, after completing 1 or 2 years, right? These 2 years, you can actually learn all the data engineering content. Then immediately you can actually switch to the data engineering profile. So these 2 years will be your fundamental building, and all the stuff can be completed within these 1 or 2 years. Then you can easily switch to the data engineering stuff.
If something like happened with you, means your profiles were getting rejected because of your backgrounds, college, or your service based company is tagged, then put it in the comment section. I would like to know about those companies who are doing it. So majority of the people like who are coming from the non-tech backgrounds, again the bio, commerce, MBA, these kind of background, and desperately they want to move into the IT. Sometimes I have seen, because of, you can say, the good work or the challenges or the good pay scale, but they definitely feel very demotivated and clueless because they don't know how to start, and they feel that probably they cannot move into it. It is not their cup of tea, and only CS grads or these people can only move into the IT sector. So what's your suggestion to them? Like how should they plan for it, and how they can keep themselves always motivated for their career and their aspirations?
At least I will tell about the best method I felt, because I didn't get any of these opportunities when I was actually looking for the change, right? Now I think one should definitely reach out to LinkedIn and see existing people who is doing into similar profiles. They can actually give them a better mentorship or a better guidance, so that they can actually invest their time properly. Otherwise, we will be doing a lot of unnecessary learning, which might not be a fast track method. And in that manner, right, we need to spend long hours of time, and sometimes we may not be able to succeed. So it's better you try to find a mentor. So it will really help a lot in terms of time saving. Second thing is, even if you fail, it is better to stay on the system for quite a long time, so that it will feel like understanding things slowly. Even if you fail, you have to stay there, because it's not a big harm if you stay there even if you fail. Like sometimes I may not be able to write a code, or sometimes I'm not able to understand what is big data or cloud systems, right? But it's better, even if I don't understand, stay there, it's fine, and slowly we'll pick up the pace. So that is the second advice I will give. Third thing, like, always try to be positive. Like, even I never thought whether I will be successful in the data engineering, or if I am able to crack at least 10 lakhs of package in my entire life. I never expected that, but it happens like only once you in the same ecosystem, and once you start communicating with the people, right? It will automatically, our thinking process will be completely changed, and you will understand what are the different potential and opportunities are there. For non-CS people or the non-technical people, right, they just have to look at the opportunities or the roles that are available in the ecosystem, like data analyst or data engineer, whatever it may be. Try to note down the prerequisitions, choose a role, and then start your journey as per a plan. And even if they got stuck, for example, if I talk about myself, I did the same SQL course on 3 different platforms, because in one platform I was able to get 20%. I didn't understand remaining part. Then in another platform I did remaining 20% stuff, and I could not understand the other stuff. So I have to do the same course on 3. Finally, I'm feeling very comfortable now. Ultimately, what I needed to like master the SQL skill that is required for my job. So that is how you need to plan. But if you feel demotivated after completing 20% of course, if you feel that you will not be able to do, and you will definitely step back, and all the efforts you have put it, that will definitely going to waste, right? So I suggest, even if you are not able to do, you stay on the system for a little bit longer time, and you will definitely get help from other members or guidance, so you can continue your progress later.
So thank you so much, Vamshi, for joining me on my podcast and sharing your wonderful experience with me and the entire audience, and to motivate the aspiring data engineering community. They would be really thankful to you, and I'm also very much thankful to you to spare your time with me and having this lovely discussion. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Shashank. Like, one last point I wanted to add, like, even after becoming a data engineer, like, I was still getting a lot of help with your YouTube channel and the LinkedIn, because there are so much very good content that is you're sharing, right? It is still helping the people who already become data engineer or data analyst, and I'm so happy that you are doing this thing, and it's helping a lot of members who is aspiring to become a data engineer like me.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for that.
Thank you so much. It means a lot to me, and it's a motivation for me as well. Thank you, man. So that's what I had for you guys in this podcast. I'm pretty sure you would have enjoyed it, and you would have liked every single information provided by Vamshi. If yes, then just like it, smash the subscribe button, press the notification icon. I will see you guys in the next weekend with another amazing podcast. Till then, just stay safe, stay home, take care of yourself and your family too.